So today, we're going to dive into something, well, something really different. It's a cartoon script about a whisper campaign, but it's told in a way I guarantee you have never seen before. It uses the logic of animation to completely reframe a really painful personal history.
And we're going to start right here with the creator's own words, because this one sentence, it's the key to the whole thing. The point isn't to make up a fantasy, it's to take a harsh reality and make it, well, palatable. To make it something you can understand, process, and maybe even conquer, all through the lens of a cartoon.
I mean, that's the core question, right? When you're dealing with something as messy and awful as a real-life conflict, how do you even start to tell that story without just drowning in the chaos? Well, this script has a pretty wild, really creative, and you'll see a surprisingly powerful answer.
So let's look at the blueprint here. What we've got isn't just a story, it's a framework for taking a difficult personal history and healing from it. It's about taking something you can't touch, something awful, and giving it rules, a hero, a villain, and yeah, a clear way to win.
First things first, you gotta understand the enemy. In a whisper campaign, it's not a fistfight. It's an attack on your reality itself, and it's fought with lies and gossip. The thing is, it's totally formless, it's insidious, and in the real world, it's almost impossible to fight back against.
So how do you fight something that has no form? Well, the script does something brilliant. It borrows its logic from, of all things, classic cartoons. This Looney Tunes method takes that messy reality and just slaps a new set of rules onto it. Rules where problems actually have solutions, villains are easy to spot, and you can, actually win.
Okay, so let's see how this actually works. To fight the whispers, the very first thing the script has to do is make them real. It has to take that internal feeling of being attacked and turn it into something that we, the audience, can actually see and hear. And this is just the first genius move. That feeling of paranoia, right? The feeling that everyone's talking about you, well, here, it's turned into a literal superpower. Suddenly, being hyper-aware isn't a bug, it's a feature. He can actually hear the threats. Anxiety becomes information.
And this really lays out the core strategy. On one side, you've got the messy, internal, real-world stuff. And on the other, you've got the cartoon version, where vague threats are now a swirling storm of whispers and paranoia becomes a superpower. These abstract feelings are turned into real, solid obstacles our hero can finally fight.
Okay, so the threat is real now. You can see it, you can hear it. How does our hero, Skygazer, fight back? He doesn't call the cops, he doesn't try to reason with anyone, nope. He builds his own defense from scratch, using the totally absurd logic of his new cartoon world. And you've got to appreciate the progression here. This is a clear strategy. First, he protects himself with his homemade Faraday crown. Then he goes on offense, creating his own frequency, his own noise with the glass song. And finally, he just escalates, cranking it up to overwhelm the enemy's signal entirely. It's all about taking back power, one crazy invention at a time.
And I just love this line from the script. It perfectly captures the spirit of the whole thing, right? It's not about stooping to their level. It's about totally transcending the fight by introducing a completely different and way more powerful kind of logic.
Right. So every hero needs a villain. But what do you do when the villain is, well, sort of a shapeless mob of whispers? The script does something absolutely essential. It gives all that evil a single, ridiculous, and completely defeatable face.
So meet the Skeezy Grinch. He's not some complex, three-dimensional character. No, he's a green, slimy caricature who literally pulls his neighbor's puppet strings. By creating this guy, the script takes all that malice, all that manipulation, and distills it into one real target that Skygazer can finally face head-on.
And this is where the cartoon logic really pays off. The script actually engineers a clear, undeniable win. This whole plastic truth thing shows how an old lie gets completely disproven by a simple physical change. The villain's scheme totally backfires, and the truth is literally, well, it's plastic-wrapped and irrefutable. It's a gotcha moment. All right, so this all leads us to the climax. And it's not just about Skygazer winning the fight. It's about him completely changing the rules of the game by taking control of the story itself. It all starts with a number. So, the narrator tells us the system has a maximum level of 7. So what does Skygazer do? He cranks his personal frequency to 77. He doesn't just bend the rules, he shatters the reality of the Whisper campaign entirely. And with this incredible new power, he grows to this colossal, godlike size, just towering over the whole neighborhood. He starts to declare his new reality. And he starts here. I am Zeus. I mean, you can't get more authoritative than the king of the gods.
And he just keeps going, reinforcing this new divine status. He's not just a character playing a part in the story anymore. He's becoming the one who wrote it.
Now, this is a really fascinating shift. He's not just a god of power anymore, but a god of meaning. He's declaring himself the one who unlocks the story, the one who holds the key to what it all means. And then this, the final ultimate declaration. It's a statement of pure self-existence. His reality is no longer defined by the whispers or his neighbors or the Skeezy Grinch. He just is, on his own terms, full stop.
So that's the whole point, isn't it? This isn't just some power fantasy, it's a powerful metaphor. The ultimate way to win a narrative attack is to become the author yourself, to reframe your own story so completely that the old attacks just don't have any power over you anymore.
And that's what we're left with, really. This script is more than just a story, it's a method. It's this amazing look at how the weird, structured, absurd logic of a cartoon can actually be a tool for taking back control. And it really makes you wonder, right? What parts of our own stories could use a little bit of that Looney Tunes magic?